It was the peak moment of my life. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the fall. What happens in the fall? It was football season. We were at the final moments of a football game I was in. I played defense. I was a cornerback. What does that mean? I covered the wide receiver. I had to lock him down man to man. We were in the final seconds. The team we were playing, our bitter rival, they were down by a touchdown. They had to score on this final drive. They were at the 15-yard line. They had 15 yards to go to score a touchdown, tie it, or hopefully go for two and win the game, unless I had something to do about it. I was lined up against the guy across from me, the wide receiver. I was going one-to-one, man-to-man. This guy was massive, way bigger than me. I've been studying his film for weeks. I was watching college football the other day. There was a 29-year-old true freshman. I think I was dealing with the exact same thing right in front of me. This guy was insane, massive. We got to check his birth certificate. But I know in this play, they're going for the end zone. They're going for a touchdown. I mean, there's like 8 seconds left on the clock. They have to score on this play. The quarterback says hike. As soon as I see the wide receiver come, I immediately know to give him space. I just can't let him get past me into the end zone, so I give him space. He comes up next to me. I turn my hips. I start running with him hip to hip all the way to the end zone. I'm right next to him. I turn around and look at the quarterback. He's rolling out to my side. He's trying to gun for me. I was a small kid. I was like 5 foot, all right? Small guy. He knew I was the weak link, but not this time. He comes over to my side. He throws it, lofts it up in the air. It's coming towards me. This is my moment. It's coming towards my receiver. What am I supposed to do? This is my moment. This is my opportunity. Ball's in the air, coming my way. I jump in the air. I snag it. I come down with the ball. I win the football game for our team. Crowd goes crazy. Everyone goes crazy. Coach is picking me up. This was the prime moment of my life. In the prime time of my life, this was 8th grade football. This was middle school football. This meant everything to me. I was really surprised that the next day I didn't have NIL checks just coming across my little middle school desk. I was really shocked. Millions of dollars. I didn't understand why Nick Saban wasn't calling my line. But man, it was an amazing time. It was the prime time. It was the peak. But as you guys are here right now, I'm sure you're thinking, man, I'm in the prime time of my life. What people are telling you is this is the best 4 years of your life, and you're trying to make the most of it. And as you've been here, you've probably made some really amazing memories. You've probably gotten to do some really cool stuff. In fact, I want you to talk to the person next to you. What are some of your favorite memories that you've had of college so far? Now, y'all have some favorite memories of college. I mean, again, what people will tell you is this is your prime time. This is the best 4 years of your life. And you're probably asking the question of how do I make the most of it? Man, you're going to have opportunities left and right. And you just need to figure out, man, how can I make the most of these opportunities? Today, you have an opportunity. Today, you have an opportunity. What if I told you the opportunity that I'm about to lay in front of you will guarantee you to make the most out of your college? Would you listen? Would you take note of it? Would you apply it? Would you do it? What if I told you it was a guarantee? I think it's a guarantee. What we're talking about today is pursuing your faith in college. It's an opportunity that I want every single person in this room to take. You're probably thinking, hey, is faith for me? It is something that I really want to grow in. You just said that college is the best 4 years of my life. It's my prime time. Why would I want to spend time growing in my faith? Man, isn't that the exact opposite of what I should be trying to do? Hey, that's something I'll figure out after college. Why would I want to do that now? I'm telling you today that I think every single one of you should pursue your faith right now. And I think you should because of 3 needs. 3 needs that I'm going to talk to you all about tonight that can and will be met if you pursue your faith right now. The first need that every single one of us have is the need for peace. The need for peace. I remember my freshman year of college. Man, it started off hot. I mean, I moved into the best dorm on campus. Man, it was called Maple Hill. I mean, right? I mean, you guys know it's like being in the best dorm. You walk in, you got your personal butler, right? I mean, I had that. But I mean, for real though, Maple Hill, It just sounds like a dorm that you just don't like the people that live in there. It's just a bunch of snobby people, but that was me. I really liked it. It was a good setup. Man, I rushed the fraternity. I rushed SAE. Man, I loved it. I loved my house. It was awesome. I will say, as soon as I got in the house, I became someone's butler for 4 months. So that's what ended up happening. But it was awesome. I made great memories. I had a great major. I was industrial engineering. What is industrial engineering? People call it imaginary engineering. It's like you get the accolades of engineering, but it's half the work. It was a great major. It was a perfect career. I had the perfect plan. I come to the end of my first semester, and what happens? Well, I'm on the phone with my parents. I'm broken. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm telling my parents, I cannot do this anymore. This is way too much. I don't even know if I want to come back to school next semester. Maybe a lot of y'all are in the same boat that I was in. Man, maybe you're here, even in the first 2 weeks, you felt overwhelmed. You felt stressed. Maybe you've been here for 2 years, and you continually feel overwhelmed and stressed. I was reading a stat the other day, a crazy stat. It said 87% of college students feel overwhelmed regularly. And 80% of college students feel stress daily. You wake up, you feel stress. You go to bed, you feel stress. Maybe you just feel like that's just the way it is. That's the college life. I'm here to tell you that it's not. It doesn't have to be. That doesn't have to be the way. Here's what the Bible says about stress. It says in 1 Peter 5:7, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Casting all your anxieties onto God because God cares for you. It goes on to say this in Isaiah 26:3. It says, you keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. God keeps you in perfect peace when your mind is stayed on him because you trust in God. You see, the God of the Bible is not someone who's a million miles away, who's just looking down on your life and judging your every move. No, the God of the universe is someone who is invested in your life and wants to know about your stresses, your anxieties, and he wants to replace them with perfect peace. He wants to take your anxiety and replace them with perfect peace. You see, I stuck around after that semester. My parents convinced me to stay. All right, I stuck around, and over the course of the next few years, I started really pursuing my faith deeply. And what I saw happen is all these overwhelming thoughts and these stresses that took over my life my freshman year, I saw them slowly go away. And I started to feel that perfect peace that this book is describing. I saw how when I pursued my faith, what followed was perfect peace. If you want to find peace, start pursuing faith now. The second need that we all have is the need for purpose. The need for purpose. 2 Timothy 4:7 says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. When I read this verse, what I read is a guy who is writing to these people, and what he said is, hey, I had a purpose and I lived it. I had an aim, I had a goal, and I lived it. We all have a toxic trait. Right? My toxic trait tends to revolve around athletics. I'm going to be honest with you. As you could tell by my stupid football story earlier, it always revolves around athletics. I was watching Olympics a month ago, and I'm always like, yo, I could totally do this sport and get a gold in it. Like, let's be real. Right? Another thing that is really toxic is, man, anytime I hear whispers of someone who thinks they're fast, I'm like, yo, let's race right now. I can't get out of 8th grade. I don't know. I'm a kid. I don't know. When a race comes up, I'm ready to go. I love racing people. Just a few weeks ago, my buddy, he's really good at basketball. He's like, hey, I'm better at you than basketball. You want to know why? Because I'm faster and quicker. And I'm like, whoa. I get it. You're better at basketball than me. I'll give you that. But you're not faster than me, dude. Let's race right now. I love racing people. I win about 10% of the time. I wouldn't say I'm very fast, but I just love the thrill of it. It's so good. I think the reason why is because there's an aim, there's a goal. In those few seconds when I'm racing, there's so much purpose in those moments. And what this writer is saying is that purpose that you feel in that moment of a race, where you have an aim, you have a goal, that was my life. My entire life was filled with purpose, was filled with an aim, was filled with a goal. And I wanted that. I want that. Man, what if I could guarantee you, what if you could guarantee that you could find a purpose that would last a lifetime? That no matter what you're doing, you're in class, you're talking to your family, you're talking to friends, you're starting a career. What if in all of that you had a purpose in every single thing that you do? And that is what pursuing your faith would be like. There's a quote from a guy out in California. His name is Rick Warren. He says this. He says, "Without God, life has no purpose. And without purpose, life has no meaning. Without meaning, life has no significance or hope." If you want hope or significance in your life, you need a life with meaning. If you want a life with meaning, you need a life with purpose. And if you want a life with purpose, you need a life with God. You need a life with God. The only way to guarantee a life of purpose is a life with God. If you want to find peace and purpose, start pursuing faith now. The third and final need that all of us need is the need for people. The need for people. I had a really great friend. I met him my freshman year of high school. His name was Grant Doig. D-O-I-G. Doig. I mean, what kind of last name is that? But this guy was awesome. He was a hoot. He was a party, all the time. In fact, we played baseball together, and before a big game of ours, he decided to donate blood. There was a blood drive happening, and so he decided to donate blood. We get to the game. Honestly, he didn't think he was going to play, but coach started him. And I'll tell you what, from the get-go, as soon as he got out into the right field, you could tell something was off. He was like stumbling. You could tell he was missing some blood. He was stumbling. Ball came out. He ran the wrong way. He was totally lost. He comes into the dugout. I look over and he's just dozed off. This guy was in trouble. He was absolutely in trouble. And coach even had to take him out. I've never seen our coach more disappointed. Once he found out you gave blood before this game, are you an idiot? He was so disappointed. But here's the thing, when I look back at my friendship with Doig, we became friends all through college and everything, but when I look back at our friendship in high school, our friendship was truly shallow. Here's what we talked about. We talked about sports. We talked about video games. We talked about what we were doing this weekend. But other than that, that's kind of it. Our conversations, our relationship, it didn't have much substance. There wasn't much real conversations happening between me and Doig, and maybe you relate with that. Maybe you look at your friends around you and you think, man, these relationships, the things we talk about, there's just not much substance there. We talk about our schedules. We talk about how tired we are. We talk about sports. We talk about video games. But you look at your relationships and you think, man, there's not much substance there. Well, the Bible says that this is what it should look like. It says, John 13, 34 and 35 says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." Here's what I love about this verse. What it's saying is the relationship you have with other people, the love that you have for other people, it will be different. It will stick out. It says, people will know that you're my disciples strictly by the way that you love each other. That sticks out. That's different. That's something that the world doesn't even know. It's something where they look at it and they say, man, that is just completely different than what we've ever seen. Here's what that love looks like. It's a love that seeks to truly know you. It wants to know your hurts. It wants to know the things that you've struggled with. It wants to know the things that you love and the things that you celebrate. It wants to know that. It's an unconditional love that no matter what you've done, no matter what you will do, that love will remain. That is the kind of love that these type of people have. You see, Doig, in college, we both started pursuing our faith at the same time. And as we started pursuing our faith, we began to have deeper and deeper friendship. We started talking about the things that are hurts, things that we struggle with. Whenever I'd be down, he'd pick me back up. We'd hold each other accountable to just be good to people and serve the people around us. Man, our relationship flourished and got deeper and deeper and deeper. Over the last couple of years, I went through the hardest season of my entire life. The hardest season of my entire life. I was in so much pain and despair It was an absolute struggle for me. Do you know who showed up for me when I needed them the most? Grant Doig. Grant Doig. He lives in Dallas, Texas. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. He would call me continually. He would text to check in on me. When I was in Dallas, he came and he made sure to find a time to come and see me and listen to me and talk to me. Man, that is a love that is different. That's a love that's different. Man, that's the type of people that come around you when you pursue your faith now. If you want to find peace, purpose, and people, start pursuing faith now. Hey, I want to welcome up Presley. So Presley started pursuing her faith now, actually last year. So Presley, if you want to come up, we'd love to hear your story.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here. It's so cool to see like so many faces from last year and also so many new faces. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Presley. I'm a sophomore at the U of A. I'm also in Delta Gamma and a nursing major. So if y'all have any questions or just want to talk or literally need anything, I'm here. I'd love to chat and get to know you guys. But tonight, I'm super excited that I get to share just a little bit about my story and how I really got involved with my faith. So last year, I was sitting in the same seats you guys are in now. It was the first StuMo of the year, and honestly, I had no clue what college had in store for me, but kind of what Dane said, I knew that I wanted to get the best college experience I could and get the best 4 years of my life to any extent. So if you were to look at the girl that was sitting in the seats, you would see a girl that kind of had it all together. I was at the best university out west, obviously, bear down. I had joined a university that, or not a university, I joined a sorority that I absolutely loved, and I was making friends every single day. Ultimately, I was living the perfect life by the books. I was going out, I was partying weekly, I was keeping up with my classes, and I was continually just to meet friends all the time. If you looked at me from the outside, it was a great life. It was perfect. However, if you were to take a look a little deeper beyond the facade, you would have seen a girl that was the quite opposite. Honestly, I was struggling. I was seeking the approval from many different people. I constantly was trying to be the funnest girl out to just get people's approval and be the most fun so that they could have fun. And ultimately, it was leaving me feeling very drained. At the end of it, when I didn't meet people's expectations, I felt very, very empty inside. And that's when my great friend Allie Weber shared a verse with me that really stuck with me, and it's Galatians 1:10. It says, "For am I seeking the approval of man or of God, or am I trying to please man? For if I'm still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ." And that hit me hard. I was like, dang, I do not need to be constantly seeking the approval of others or trying to fill the void that truly the things of this world could never fill. I was constantly searching in boys' validation, the likes from Instagram posts, how people thought of me, all these different things. And ultimately, God and Jesus died on the cross for all of my sins and to truly satisfy every need that I possibly have. He was there to meet me with love, meet me with grace. All those things that I was trying to fill, it never really filled. And so when I finally started changing my direction and pursuing the Lord and really seeing what His word said about me, I started to feel the joy and peace that He truly offered. And ultimately, I had the perfect life on books. I was living the best life that the world could offer me, but I still was searching for something more. I was left just craving something more, and that's when God was just gently guiding me to Him and to His word. And so I just want to let you guys know that Jesus loves all of y'all and is just looking for a relationship with every one of you and is so excited to meet you guys. And I could literally sit here and talk about all that He's done in my life and the goodness and grace that He showed me, but I made a gratitude list and just like an answered prayer list, and I'd love to share a few of them with you guys because it is seriously so cool what He's done in my life. Okay, so the first one is that the Lord saved me as I was. I didn't need to work on looking in the mirror and loving who I saw in the reflection or leaving my anxiety at the door every morning. I truly came to Him as I was. A great analogy is, do you get in the shower clean or dirty? Dirty. You don't get in there clean. You don't come up to God and you're like, all right, I'm all perfect and pretty. I'm ready for, to be in your presence. You go to Him as you are. And He did that with me. I didn't have to work on any of those things. He truly met me where I was and changed those things about me and changed my heart to the way I was. Another one is intentionally placed friendships. I was struggling. I was honestly on the verge of transferring. I could not stay here any longer. It was very much friends just wanted to be friends with me to go out with me, or it was more just, what's your major? Where are you from? It was never anything deeper, and I was ready to transfer. I called my parents. I was like, I can't do it much longer. And that's when I was like, you know what? I need to bring this to God. I need to pray about it. And he intentionally placed wonderful friendships that are deeply rooted in Christ that I am just so grateful for. I love y'all. And then another one is a true sense of joy. If you knew me before, I was pretty happy. I kind of always had a smile on my face, but it was all just a little bit fake. And honestly, it just took a lot out of me to share that joy and put it out there. By the end of the day, I was drained. I couldn't have a smile anymore. I can confidently say now that I am so overjoyed daily. I was just literally the other night on the lawn of G5 with Katie Kelleher, bawling my eyes out because I was so overjoyed about what God has done in my life and everything he's done. I could just start crying now about all the amazing things that he's done. So yeah, I'm really excited I got to share with y'all. Thanks for listening to me. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Presley. That's amazing. Here, I want you guys to discuss this question real quick. Which need, peace, purpose, or people applies to you the most and why? If you want to find peace, purpose, and people, start pursuing faith now. Maybe you're asking yourself, how can I do that? How do I start pursuing my faith now? I want to give you guys just a few really easy applications that if you want to start pursuing your faith now, to do these things. One, talk to the person who brought you. If someone invited you here or brought you here, talk to them and say, hey, I want to pursue my faith now. This is something I want to do. Can you show me how to do it, or can you teach me how to do that? Or if you're someone who maybe you didn't get invited here, or maybe you just showed up on your own, then do the second one. Fill out the Connect form. Fill out the Connect form. We would love to know, hey, if you're wanting to pursue your faith now, fill this out. We would love to buy you lunch and tell you more about what it could look like to pursue your faith now. The last one is to simply come back. Come back. Over the course of the next few weeks, we're in this series called Prime. How to make the most of your 4 years in college. We are going to be talking all about how to maximize these years, how to pursue your faith in college to get the most out of college. Come back and hear about all these awesome talks we're going to have about how you can do that. Talk to the person who brought you, fill out the Connect form, and come back. You see, in 8th grade, when that ball was in the air, I had opportunity. It was a peak moment. Every single one of y'all in this room have opportunities in front of you. You have peak moments in front of you. You are in your prime. The question is, how can you get the most out of it? Imagine if you had a life where stress turned to peace. Imagine if you had a life where you had purpose in every single moment and in every little thing that you did. Imagine if you had a life where you had people who truly knew you and loved you, knew everything about you and loved you. I think that would be a college life that was maximized. That life can be found when you pursue your faith now. Thank you, guys.